Yeah.
In the ever-changing landscape of British pop, where trends come and go with the seasons, where artists are minted and discarded in the blink of an eye, Lisa Stansfield remains a rare constant, a true survivor, a voice that aged like wine, and a woman whose authenticity never cracked under the glare of fame. Her story is not just one of fame and chart success, it's one of reinvention, quiet rebellion, and the kind of soul that can't be manufactured in a studio. Born in Rochdale, a working-class town in Greater Manchester, Lisa Jane Stansfield's early life was marked not by glamour, but by grit. Rochdale wasn't exactly the kind of place you'd expect a global pop star to emerge from. More mills than music halls. But perhaps that's what made her different. Her accent was thick. Her humor was dry. Her presence was real. Her influences were deeply rooted in the American soul she grew up hearing on the radio. Barry White, Diana Ross, Marvin Gaye, and the Isley Brothers. But there was also a punk sensibility in her attitude. She didn't try to become them. She took those sounds and made them her own. Before her solo success, she had tasted the bittersweet reality of the music industry. Blue Zone, the pop group she formed with Ian Devaney and Andy Morris, didn't take off despite their hard work. For years, they hovered on the edges of the industry, knocking on doors that wouldn't open. But Lisa was never someone who gave up. She was quietly waiting for her moment. That moment arrived in 1989, with a twist of fate. When Lisa recorded the vocals for People Hold On, a collaboration with dance duo Cold Cut, no one expected it to be the launchpad to stardom. But her voice, soulful, smoky, and heartbreakingly human, cut through the club beats like a hot knife through butter. The track was a hit, and suddenly record labels were calling. She responded with Affection, an album that, simply put, changed everything. From the moment All Around the World dropped, it was clear Lisa had arrived. The song's hook, I can't find my baby, I don't know when, I don't know why, was more than just a lyric. It was a lament, a love cry dressed up in a groove. It hit #1 in the UK, #3 in the US, and topped charts globally. For many, it was the first time hearing a British artist sing soul that didn't sound like an imitation. It sounded true. The album was a phenomenon, spawning hits like This Is the Right Time, Live Together, and You Can't Deny It. Her voice danced between pop, R&B, dance, and soul, like it was born to blend genres. And behind the scenes, she wrote much of her material alongside Devaney and Morris, an early signal that she was more than just a singer, she was an artist. Awards followed, Brits Ivor Novello's American Music Awards and Grammy nominations. She was invited to perform on global stages, from London to Tokyo to New York. She was even asked to duet with George Michael, one of her biggest fans. But behind the glamour, the whirlwind pace began to take its toll. Lisa's sophomore effort, Real Love, released in 1991, was poised to be her big follow-up, and it was successful, featuring radio staples like Change and the powerful ballad All Woman. But something had shifted. The pop world was becoming flashier, more image-obsessed. The early 90s saw the rise of MTV, supermodels, boy bands, and teen pop. Meanwhile, Lisa was singing about adult love, emotional vulnerability, and raw heartbreak. Lisa Stansfield resisted being turned into a caricature. She refused to bend to the industry's image machine. She didn't want to wear the glittery dresses or reinvent her persona with every album cycle. She was still Lisa from Rochdale, and proud of it. The cost. Radio play declined. Her American label became hesitant. Her third album, So Natural, released in 1993, never even saw a US release, despite being beloved by fans for its emotional maturity. Singles like In All the Right Places, from the Indecent Proposal soundtrack, were masterclasses in subtle romantic soul. But the mainstream had turned its attention elsewhere. This was the beginning of what many call her quiet years. But Lisa never saw it that way. I never disappeared. she once said in an interview. "I just stopped playing the game." By the late 90s, Lisa was exploring new creative territory. She tried her hand at acting, starring in Swing in 1999 and appearing in theatre. She released more music. Albums like Lisa Stansfield in 1997 and Face Up in 2001 featured strong material and loyal fans, but little commercial attention. Labels didn't know how to market a soul singer in a pop world that now valued digital gimmicks over genuine talent. Still, she toured the world. She sang in Italy, Spain, Germany, countries that never stopped playing all around the world. She took time to live, to reflect, to be with her husband Ian. And quietly, she maintained full control over her career, writing her songs, owning her masters, building a legacy that would outlast any trend. After more than a decade away from the spotlight, Lisa returned in 2014 with the album 7, and later in 2018 with Deeper. These records were not nostalgic retreads. They were sophisticated, mature, and full of fire. Songs like Billionaire and Everything reminded listeners that Lisa's voice had lost none of its allure. In fact, it had grown richer, deeper, more textured. Her comeback was embraced not with fanfare, but with respect. She toured packed theatres across Europe, often bringing audience members to tears. Younger artists, from Sam Smith to Adele, cited her as an influence. DJs resampled her work. Soul fans posted tributes online, calling her the best blue-eyed soul singer the UK has ever produced. Lisa Stansfield's legacy isn't just about hits, it's about heart. In a world that rewards reinvention and spectacle, she stayed true to her sound, her roots, and her voice. Her influence continues to inspire new generations of artists. She is a blue-eyed soul pioneer, but to box her in with that label would be to underestimate her. She blurred the lines between dance and soul, pop and funk, British grit and American groove. She sang for the broken-hearted, for the dreamers, for those who had lost their baby but still held out hope. Today, she's a symbol of artistic integrity, proof that you don't have to sell out to survive, you just have to be real. And if you've ever heard that iconic opening line, "Been around the world and I," you know that voice doesn't belong to just any era, it belongs to every era. Lisa Stansfield didn't just make music, she made moments, she made memories, and she made sure that no matter how far around the world you went, you'd always find your way back to soul. Need music with no commercials nor interruptions 24/7? Experience the hottest R&B, soul, hip-hop, and independent music 24/7 with the RTRP Radio app, your go-to platform for real music and real vibes. Discover new artists and timeless classics such as Lisa Stansfield by downloading our app for free right now. The link for download is in the description.